जिंदगी मिली है तो कुछ करके दिखाओ। जिंदगी मिली है तो कुछ करके दिखाओ। अगर वक्त बुरा है तो उसे बदल के दिखाओ। कि हर मुश्किल में वो तुम्हारे साथ ही होता है। कि हर मुश्किल में वो तुम्हारे साथ ही होता है। और कोई नहीं, वो तो तुम्हारा आत्मविश्वास ही होता है। Good morning and welcome back, friends, to another episode of Money Mindset Master with Vkas Joshi. Friends, we have started this series with the sole purpose of growth, with the change of mindset from restricted mindset to the growth mindset, for the sole purpose of financial stability, that is moving from financial accumulation to financial stability. Financial accumulation, finance aa raha hai. Financial stability, planned efforts to live on in a comfort zone lifelong. That is what our sole purpose is. Now, while we were dealing with this, the immediate thing was to set a goal and walk the path towards the goal. We set our goals. We have now realized that it is necessity that we reflect on our each actions. We improve on our daily basis. We should be in the mode of learning basis only. Now, while doing all these things, we also came across how we have got our strengths and our weaknesses, or what are our strengths and our weaknesses. And we started improving on our weaknesses more as we are aware of the strengths, so that we can proceed further in that arena at a high speed. But the hurdles would be those weaknesses which we want to improve on. Hence, we modified that failure part or setback part as an opportunity to grow for, an opportunity to learn from, so that we can convert those weaknesses into our strengths. And as we were dealing with all these things, we came across an interesting term called limiting beliefs. And the limiting beliefs are those which are restricting you, as your mind itself is carrying those limiting beliefs and is instructing your brain accordingly. Hence, it becomes prime to address those limiting beliefs. And that is what we are doing in these series. I have taken efforts to write down many of the, all possible, I should say, limiting beliefs that a person can think of. And I am telling you, or I am trying to convey to you, how these limiting beliefs are restricting you, how they affect your mind, how they become the big hurdle in your growth. Now, these limiting beliefs are restricting you to move on to your highway of growth or runway of growth. That will be more proper. Smooth, without any hurdle, the runway of growth. Now, those limiting beliefs are we are carrying in our mind unknowingly. हमने कुछ जानबूझ के मन में नहीं धाराएं बनाई, लेकिन बचपन से आ रहा है. किसी ने बोला, किसी फैमिली मेंबर्स ने बोला, किसी दोस्त ने बोला, हम जिन लोगों के साथ उठ बैठ कर रहे थे उनके साथ जब जब कुछ देखा तो हमने मन में धाराएं बना लिया. हालांकि हमने उन धाराओं को कोई लॉजिकल एंड पे नहीं देखा. We did to those beliefs to the logical end. That is the concern, friends, because that particular arena is restricting you from taking responsibilities and growing further. Because without taking responsibility, you cannot grow further. So, in a way, they are the hurdles in your runway to the growth. So, today's limiting belief is, friends, I am not self-disciplined. Now, whenever we see that a person is successful and we analyze that particular person or his activities or his growth process, one thing is common in all of them: they are self-disciplined. And then we come across, तो मैं तो सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन नहीं हूँ, अभी क्या मेरी हालत ही ऐसी है, मेरे को इतने प्रॉब्लम है, मेरे ये है, मेरे वो है. Oh, now we are talking of our problems. Why aren't we talking of our skills? Why aren't we talking of our strengths? Why aren't we talking of our abilities to convert the failures into opportunities? We do have. You do have. but we are not talking of them because we are in a comparative mode. उसको अच्छा मिल गया क्योंकि वो तो तकदीर वाला है. क्यों? तुम्हारी तकदीर में क्या बुराई है? अरे ये तो हमने सोचा ही नहीं. तो सोचो. दैट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट. किसी और की तकदीर से कंपेयर करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. वक्त बुरा है, उसे बदलना सीखो. जीतना तो है ही, 100% जीतना है. सवाल ही नहीं उठता है कि हार जाओगे. बस इंप्रूवमेंट करना है. सो दिस बिलीफ दैट आई एम नॉट सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन, इट इज इनग्रेन्ड. कहां से आ गया पता नहीं है, लेकिन ऐसे ही लेथार्जिकली हो गया है ना. जैसे कि वी डोंट मेक आवर बेड्स व्हेनेवर वी गेट अप. इट इज अ सिंपल थिंग. सुबह उठा, जो भी मैंने मान लो जहां मैंने सोया था, आई जस्ट मेड माई बेड, अपने अपनी जगह पे सब चीजें रख दी. बस उतना ही करना है. और इससे कुछ चेंज होने वाला होगा ना. You see, whenever you are procrastinating or delaying the things, you are asking for more time for the same thing. Correct? That is self-discipline. So you have to improve on that self-discipline. तो शुरुआत अपनी जब जब उठते हो सुबह 5 बजे, you start it from that. If the same job is requiring other time also, that means you are sparing more time on the same job. सो के उठ गए, अपना अपना बेड बना के अपने अपनी जगह पे रख दिया. उतना ही तो करना है. ये बाद में भी कर सकते हो, क्यों नहीं कर सकते हो. बट देन अगेन, अभी तो तुम्हारा टाइम चला गया. नाउ you have to spare some time to prepare your bed and keep it in the proper place. Correct? तो डबल टाइम क्यों? 2 मिनट का काम है. आदत डालो. सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन शुरुआत वहीं से होती है फ्रेंड्स. Because this, if you are having this notion, it is a negative, it gives you negative impact on your self-esteem, motivation and success, because you may begin to avoid the task or goal that require discipline, assuming that you will inevitably fail due to this perceived limitation. माने क्या? You see, these points which I'm stating, or I'm telling you, and then I'm explaining these points are important points which I thought that I should share with you. Now, this limiting belief is restricting your self-esteem, because now you are procrastinating. नहीं, अभी बाद में करूंगा. अभी तो मैं उठा हूं, थक चुका हूं. थक गए हो, सो तो रहे थे. You have to address that particular arena, friends. Now, if you are not self-disciplined, if you are not doing the particular activity in the particular time, then you are in a way telling your mind, नहीं रे, ये तो इतना important नहीं है. So you are losing the concentration on that part. But unfortunately, that part has to be completed in the day long. So the losing of interest is again losing your confidence or your energy, I should say. Now that impact unknowingly is carried forward in every other action. है ना? So नहीं रे अभी नहीं, नहीं रे अभी नहीं. क्यों? क्योंकि शुरुआत ही आपका अभी नहीं से हुई थी. दिन की शुरुआत आपकी अभी नहीं, मैं बाद में करूंगा. So that is what is continued for the day long. Try it out, analyze it, and you will realize, you will enjoy that. अरे हाँ, ये तो हो रहा है ऐसे. So friends, you have to be disciplined. It costs nothing, absolutely nothing, 0 paisa. But it gives you more paisa, because if you are self-disciplined, you are moving in the right direction with the right spirit and the energy. So the negativity that is coming into you because of that ingrained limiting belief is pulling you towards that, pulling your negativity or negative energy into your all activities for the day. So it is important to recognize that beliefs like this are not necessarily accurate reflections of reality. ये नेसेसरी नहीं है कि वो रियलिटी वैसी ही हो, बिकॉज आपने धारा बना ली सच्चाई जाने बगैर, सच्चाई जान लो एंड यू विल बी सरप्राइज। और ये मैंने यूं ही धाराएं बना के रखी है अपने बारे में, because I was comparing myself with somebody else, because I was always criticizing my life, I was always criticizing the God who was stated, saying, हे भगवान तूने मेरे को क्या दे दिया, मेरे को क्यों नहीं अच्छी जिंदगी दी। जिंदगी तो दे दिया तुमको, अच्छी है कि नहीं वो तुमने बनानी है। Why blame God? So being self discipline is the first step अपनी जिंदगी अच्छी बनाने के लिए। Now, these beliefs are the interpretations or assumptions that can be challenged and changed through self-awareness, learning, and deliberate effort to cultivate new empowering beliefs. अगर ये आपको अच्छी जिंदगी बनानी है तो आपको अवेयर होना चाहिए। What is good for you? Where you want to go? Don't become a wanderer, friends. ऐसा होता है ना, पता नहीं है तुम कल क्या करने को, पता नहीं तुम क्या क्या पढ़ने वाला, नहीं मालूम तुम कौन से फील्ड में आप जाना चाहते हो, नहीं पता। क्यों नहीं पता है? तो पता करो। मेक योरसेल्फ अवेयर ऑफ योर स्ट्रेंथ्स। डोंट जस्ट गेट अ वॉन्डरर, बिकम अ वॉन्डरर। नहीं नहीं, इसने बोला उसने बोला, दोस्त ने एडमिशन ली मैंने भी ले लिया। अरे इज इट योर फील्ड? दोस्ती अलग, वो तो रहेगी, सक्सेस अलग, वो तो तुमने करना है। So, by challenging this limiting belief and taking steps to develop self-discipline, you can gradually shift your mindset and achieve personal growth. अगर पर्सनल ग्रोथ लाना है तो आपका माइंडसेट को उसी ढांचे में ढालना है आपको। नहीं करोगे कोई आपको पूछने वाला नहीं है। Nobody is going to ask you why you are not doing the things. Your family members will say, okay, it's okay यार, नहीं हुआ है। But will you be able to answer yourself when you look at the mirror, or when you see your self reflections, or when you read or reflect on your personal journal which you are writing now? I hope you are have that personal journal in place and spending at least 40 minutes daily or 45 minutes daily to just reflect on the day, what you did and where you went wrong and what were the right things you did. Now, if you are doing that, that is what you are challenging the beliefs. नहीं कैसे कर सकता हूं, बस वही तो जज्बा चाहिए हमको। That is what we require. Now, this limiting belief is restricting your limiting nature. नेचर ही आपका रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर रहे, नहीं रहेगी तो मेरे बस की बात नहीं है। किसने बोला? नहीं तो मैंने ही डिसाइड कर लिया। अब तुमने खुद ने डिसाइड किया तो who is going to change that? Nobody, friends. Nobody is going to tell you. So that nature that is limiting, that is restricting your personal growth and behavior, it creates a mental barrier. अरे आपका मन आपके दिमाग को बता रहे हैं नहीं कर सकता है, तू नहीं कर सकता है। अब ये नन्ना का जो आप बता रहे हो अपने ब्रेन को, तो ब्रेन भी वैसे ही रिएक्ट करने वाला है। The action is negative, reaction is more negative. होता है ना? Now that is sending a negative impact on your every activity, friends. Everything. Your presentation, your body language, your relationships. A negative impact is being automatically sent unknowingly, not deliberately. You are not aware, but it is being sent. Since the other person is analyzing you and what he is receiving. वो जो देख रहा है वैसे वो आपको एनालाइज कर रहा है। एंड देन whenever we are अपने आप के बारे में देखो, जब हम दोस्तों में होते तो we start criticizing others on the basis of what he is presenting, correct? अरे नहीं यार वो वैसा लड़का नहीं है, वो वैसा, how do you know? ये जो कमेंट है, नहीं नहीं वो वैसा नहीं है, how do you know? Because he has presented it to you in that way. तो अगर आपकी नेगेटिविटी बाहर जा रही है तो what is going to come back to you? Negative. So what you will be called? Negative. Oh, that is what you have to address. You cannot allow yourself to be on the negative path, because growth is always positive. Always. irrespective of the conditions. So you have to change your mindset to the growth mindset, because this negative mindset is taking your mindset to the fixed mindset. मन में धारा बना चुके हो, तो जैसे ही कोई कुछ बोलेगा तो नहीं 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 मैं नहीं कर सकता, मेरा आई डोंट हैव दैट कॉन्फिडेंस, ये जब आपने ही वैसे प्रोजेक्ट कर दिया तो सामने वाला भी वैसे ही आपको रिएक्ट करने वाला है, अरे इसका तो नहीं रे, इसमें कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है, इसको मत दे. You see, any activity, any teamwork requires a cohesive force. साथ में चलने के चाहिए ना. लेकिन साथ में चलते समय अगर किसी के मन में ये धारणा बन चुके कि अरे यार तो ये आदमी तो निगेटिव है या इसमें कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है, is he going to rely on you? Or let us take an example where you are asked to select a person who is having such type of nature, whether you will select him? No, because you have made it, because he has given you the impact that he is a negative mind, he doesn't have that confidence. Now since he has projected himself in that way, you will not be able to select that person, though he might be a good friend of you, though you might be having good relationship with him. But for a project, for a success in life, for anything you want to be grow, you want to build up or you want to grow for, you require positive oriented people, growth oriented people. The mindset should be growth oriented, not fixed. You should be adaptable to the changes. That is the requirement, friends. So that potential for change should be seen in you. वो तभी हो पाएगा जब आप प्रोजेक्ट करोगे खुद को. अगर आप प्रोजेक्ट ही नहीं करोगे तो कैसे पता चलेगा किसी को? People make the impression because on what you are presenting to them. They are not making their impressions on their imaginations. And those people are not to be taken so seriously who are defining others on their imagination behaviors. But if you are projecting yourself in a negative way, then the image that you are creating is your negative image, friends. So you have to have the potential to change from the negative to the positive, from the fixed mindset to the growth mindset. It is the requirement. If you want to be on the runway of growth, you have to address this limiting belief. Now, these limiting beliefs are ingrained through various factors and experiences that reinforce and solidify this perception. ये होता है, मैंने अभी भी कहा, अरे आपने जानबूझ के नहीं बनाया है, लेकिन हो चुका है, अब क्या कर सकते हो? क्या कर सकते हो? उसी को तो निकालना है. That is what we are doing. We are trying these efforts to improve on ourselves. So that may be child believing था, जब मैं बचपन में था तो ऐसे था, मेरे हालात ऐसे थे, है ना. हम ये कहानियां, we always live in the past, we always tell our stories. मैं बचपन में था, इतने प्रॉब्लम मैंने देखे थे. आपके माँ बाप से भी आपने सुना होगा, अरे तुम्हारे लिए तो अच्छा मिला है, मैं तो कैसे, हमने कैसे दिन निकाला आपको पता नहीं है. एक कॉमन डायलॉग हर घर में. Now we have to analyze that dialogue, whether we have changed or we are in the same position. If we are in the same position, then it is a negative mindset. Don't compare with others. हर एक की अलग अलग जिंदगी है, उसके अलग अलग challenges है. I always say, don't compare apples with the oranges. Every individual is different. Every individual has got different set of skills. Don't waste your time in comparing your skills with the skills of others. And say that you are not having this. That is the worst part. How can you make a statement, a negative statement about yourself? If you are making a negative sentence of yourself, then you are not respecting yourself. You are not respecting your skills. You are not respecting your God who has given you the skills, but you are failing to understand those skills. That is what we are addressing, friends. So never criticize yourself. Improve on yourself. If you are aware that this is where you are lagging behind, there are different ways to improve on yourself. Stop the negative self-talk. Never utter negative words about yourself. नहीं करना है. Because unknowingly your mind is saying the waves to the brain. and the actions came along. So the past failures, ये जो कथाएं होती है, मेरी जिंदगी ऐसी थी, मेरे इतने प्रॉब्लम थे, ये जो पास्ट फेलियर्स है, those should be the learning points for you. किसी के भी हो, फैमिली मेंबर्स के हो सकते हैं, हमारे पूर्वजों ने या हमारे एल्डर्स ने जो भी प्रॉब्लम फेस किए, उनसे वो उभरे, तभी तो आप अभी के पोजीशन में हो ना. हाउ डिड दे इंप्रूव ऑन देमसेल्व्स, दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड लर्न, नॉट व्हाट देयर प्रॉब्लम्स वेर. यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द प्रॉब्लम, but how did they find the solution should be your motto. Don't compare with others, don't waste your time in that. I have seen many people who are wasting their time just gossiping and comparing with others. Where are you taking your life? Nowhere. गॉसिप हो गई, चाय पे गपशप हो गई, खत्म. हमने, वो तो आदमी जी रहा है अपनी अपनी जिंदगी, वो सक्सेसफुल भी हो रहा है, हम गॉसिप करने में अपना टाइम गंवा रहे हैं. दैट्स योर लाइफ, डोंट वेस्ट योर टाइम. सो डोंट गेट अ बायस्ड व्यू. किसी ने बोल दिया, नो नो नो, डोंट बिलीव इन हियरसे. Analyze the things on what the reality is. Organizations have failed. Many organizations have failed because they could not analyze on the reality of the individuals. Rather, they believed on the hearsay, and hence they lost the biggest potential they had. ऐसा भी हुआ है कई organizations में. The best people who are successful are the people who could explore the best in every person and take the organization further, because they believed in the factuals and not hearsay. So hearsay doesn't pay good dividends, friends. Long run में कभी नहीं. You are losing the potentials because of your hearsay and your biased views. You are not only losing the potential but also the relationships, the output that you could have received, the help that you could have received, the togetherness that we could have gone together to great heights, has been ridiculed and reduced just because of the bias and the hearsay view. So I always insist that don't be a biased person. Look into the details of the things as per reality. Avoid the behavior of just believing in hearsay. Avoid the behavior of believing in the gossips, grapevines. Many organizations have failed and they have lost good of the individuals and good of the skills. So you have to improve on these things. Now, how can you improve on these things? Is to challenge these things. You have to challenge the negative talk. नहीं बोलना है, आज से डिसाइड कर लो, नहीं मैं अपने बारे में क्रिटिसिज्म नहीं करूंगा. I will try to analyze that into a positive impact. कि अगर मेरी कहीं गलती हो रही है, गलती तो हर आदमी से होती है. No one can claim that he is perfect. I always say, don't wait for perfectionism. There is nothing like perfectionism. It is always a process of improving. So you should stop the criticism. You stop the negative talk about it. नहीं नहीं मेरे पास तो है नहीं. अरे नहीं कैसे है तुम्हारे पास? तुमने उसे देखा नहीं है. That should be the way. तो explore करो and improve on yourself. Improve करने के लिए मैंने हमेशा अपने पिछले कई वीडियोस में मैंने कहा है, the best way is to set the small goals. एक दिन का गोल रखो, एक हफ्ते का गोल रखो. Try to improve on that. And when you realize, अरे ये तो हो सकता है, now the self-confidence is going to increase. Now you can increase your goals also in the same time limit. मतलब मान लो कि आपने एक हफ्ते भर में एक किताब पढ़ने का तय किया है. जब आपने ये तय किया और आपने वो अचीव कर लिया, so you can improve on that. ठीक है, अभी थोड़ा ज्यादा पढ़ लेते हैं. That is how you improve. That should be the process, friends. Now this should be developed on daily basis. डेली बेसिस हैबिट्स होनी चाहिए. जैसे मैंने अभी शुरू में कहा कि यू शुड इंप्रूव ऑन योरसेल्फ. यू शुड प्रिपेयर योर बेड द मोमेंट यू गेट अप at 5 o'clock. I wish that you should be up in the bed at 5. it gives good results. Don't waste your time in just lying down and dreaming with your wide eyes open. But work on those dreams. Form a daily habit of improving yourself on daily basis. Because once you have that habit formation, in unknowingly, you're managing your time. That is, you're improving in your time management skills. That is, you're working on the time and on your defined work towards your goals. That is time management. So unknowingly you have improved yourself. You educate yourself. अगर आपको लगता है कि कहीं आप कमी है आप में, you are unable to understand this topic, you can always seek help from others, the experienced people, the elderly people, the books. Now the social media is full of the things. Just click on, find out the solution. That is that which can be adapted by you, or you can adapt to the things and try to move forward. That is the requirement of the day. That there are also many professional helps. मन में धारा बन चुकी है, अगर डर है नहीं जा रहे, you can always ask for professional people helps कि क्या करना चाहिए, and people are ready to help. And the best people are the elderly people from your home friends. They have gone through the problems, they have seen the issues, and they have brought their life to the present level. Now you have to take it to the higher level. So the issues you might be facing might be slightly different. Solution may come in any form. You have to just ask for it. But you have to change yourself. That is what I stated in the beginning. जिंदगी मिली है तो कुछ करके दिखाओ, जिंदगी मिली है तो कुछ करके दिखाओ, अगर वक्त खराब है तो उसे बदल के दिखाओ, कि हर मुश्किल में तो वो तुम्हारे साथ ही होता है, कि हर मुश्किल में वो तो तुम्हारे साथ ही होता है और कोई नहीं, वो तो तुम्हारा आत्मविश्वास ही होता है. I sign off on this note, friends, and we meet again in another episode of Money Mindset Master with Vkas Joshi. Till then, bye bye. Enjoy the day, enjoy the life, friends. It is a one time activity. Do enjoy.